Hey, what's going on? And welcome back to today's episode number 112. My favorite number from the 1990s, late 1990s, early 2000s. If you don't know what that means, well then, you better comment and ask me what that means. And if you know what it means, give me a thumbs up down there. It is episode number 112. We're going to talk about bipolar, but not specifically just like, hey, what's bipolar? Bipolar, by definition, is a mental illness. That means no, we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to give you an experience of something, and the biggest mistake that I've learned through when I first learned about that I was bipolar, right? I made a lot of mistakes with this diagnosis. I made a lot of mistakes going into this. So when I went to the doctors, what they told me, I took in completely something different. So hang on to your seats, get ready to strap on. Don't strap on nothing unless that's your thing. Get some coffee, get some lemonade. I don't know if it's hot out, and we're gonna get to it. Here we go, as usual. The Mental Mobility Podcast, episode number 112, What's It Like to Be Bipolar? Bustelo. Can't find anything better. Really quick segment, let's get into that DBT deck. Let's do an exercise for you. But it's like I'm like a magician. Random card, pick card, any card. Okay, this one, perfect. Let's see what it says. It says, pleased. List resources and barriers for each self-care area. Ooh, I like this one. We all have resources and barriers that help or hinder us. What? This is me reading? This is me reading, guys. We all have resources and barriers that either help or hinder our use of self-care skills. For each part of pleased acronym, list both your resources and barriers. Call yourself to action by listing your resources and by using your other skills to knock down your barriers. Okay, what's pleased? Let me explain that really fast. So pleased, like a step in emotional regulation, right? So pleased stands for treating physical illness, PL. So PL, treating physical illness. E is eating in a balanced way. A is avoid, mind-altering substances like alcohol, weed. It says to do that. Sorry. S, get enough sleep. You know how much I talk about getting your sleep and understanding your rhythm. Sleep is super important. And E, get regular exercise. Exercise regularly. Obviously, I like please the most. Obviously, I don't do 90%, 10% of it, but that's okay. Today is working on L, and it says to make a list of each one as part of the acronym. So call yourself to action by enlisting your resources by using other skills. So the best thing you can do is, okay, let's go through a list. So first is P, right? Treating your physical illness, right? What can you do physically to do this? Pretty simple, the things we talk about, right? Taking your medication or finding out if you need medication, going to see your therapist, go talk to your doctor, things like that. That's definitely what PL, or treating physical illness, stands for. And then you have E, eating in the right way to feel better, right? Eating in the best way to feel better. So let's talk about that. First one, I hope you guys do that and find the doctor or the therapist that you can lead you in the direction that's going to help you, or find your way to kind of talk to yourself and talk to someone, right? That's practicing that or finding a way to do that. Number E is eating. So we can talk about really quick, because we're not going to go through all of them, guys. I'm going to go through E. Okay, I'll go through E since it's eating properly. And we all know what to do, kind of, right? We can eat properly, we can do things the right way, but at the same time, there's things that can hinder us. So now they want us to make a list. So let's list out what we can do. I can eat a balanced breakfast. I don't know, that sounds like General Mills. Here's your Cheerios, it's a B with honey, and eat your balanced breakfast. No, eat something that's live, that's real, fruit, a source of protein. Don't eat refined carbohydrates in the morning. Get some avocado. I don't care if you eat protein or not. Let's not get into an argument of vegetarian and veganism. Just, there's real things in life. Like an apple is real. Cheerios is not. Right? Pretty simple. Right? A pineapple is real. Chop. Delicious. Airheads. Not real. You kind of get where I'm saying? So eating, there's things you can do there. Correct? You can eat a salad with some nice chicken on it. You can cook another meal at nighttime that is choked on spit, that is full of protein and vitamins and carbohydrates. Yeah, I don't know why. It's only because I don't eat many carbohydrates. I said carbohydrates. It's something that's right for you, right? There's a list of things you can do. Bringing meals to work, right? Not meal prep. I hate when, what did you do, meal prepping? You meal prepping today, bro? You meal prepping? And it's like, no, motherfucker, the lunch is too expensive here. So I'm just bringing my own lunch because I don't want to spend $13 on a piece of bread. I would rather bring my eggs and my bacon myself. You got a show coming up? Why does everything have to be a thing? What are you doing, huh? You trying to lose 10 pounds? You got meal prep? You got meal prep going? No, it's not meal prep. Okay, calm the fuck down. I'm just bringing my food because I don't want to pay for it. Huh? How's that sound? So you can do that, right? Or what are the things that hinder you? Not having food ready, right? Not having meals ready, not going food shopping in the right way. There's a lot of things that hinder I'm working too much, I can't eat. That's perfectly fine, I get it. Your metabolism is not gonna slow down. I've heard this 1,000 times. I've been there. I've been through all the myths. If you guys want to hear the myths, you let me know. I'll fucking talk about it for a year and a half. But making a list of things that will help you and a list of things that will not will help your mind kind of understand where you're going. It's kind of a battle between yourself, right? Most eating and dieting patterns are a battle between ourselves. And sometimes we just need someone to tell us what to do, right? So try to practice that one out. I know it may be a little complicated, but go through each step, not going through them again, because we got to get to the podcast. This segment's over. DBT Deck, thank you for your wonderful tip of the day. All right, guys, welcome back. We are going to talk about what mistakes I've made when finding out I was bipolar. I'm going to get through this fast. I'm not going to give you a long, drawn-out story, so hang on tight, okay? First mistake I made was not believing that I had it, not doing any research. So we can go back to 2003, I think it was, or maybe 2005, when we opened the restaurant, and I was with my parents working in their restaurant, and I would have ups and downs. I'd have all these. I remember feeling great some days and then really feeling depressed and angry, but more depressed and angry than feeling great. And that's really because I wasn't doing what I loved, right? So my parents told me to go see a therapist because I was lashing out. I was getting angry. I was hurting myself, and I guess they knew, right? Like something was happening to me. And as a parent, you know those things. And for me, I just felt like I couldn't talk to anyone about anything. I did not want to see a therapist at all. I did not want to talk to anybody. I didn't, because to me, therapist meant psychiatrist, which means they're just going to pound me with medications, and then who's really going to listen to me anyway? Why do they even care? What's the point of this? These are the questions that I asked myself when I was told to. Like, they forced me to. Then they told me that I had to. And I'm Filipino. I'm scared of my parents 100%. So, of course, I just went. And the guy's name was Dr. Beep. He was in Nutley, New Jersey. And I remember sitting there, and he asked me a couple questions. But then after that, he just diagnosed me and then gave me medication. So immediately off the bat, I did not believe anything this guy was telling me. I didn't believe anything. I didn't want to believe anything. I didn't care to believe anything they told me. And he gave me these medications, which he gave me Paxil and lithium bicarbonate. That was the first one, and Viagra. And he gave me Viagra. Can you believe that? Because that medication makes you impotent, especially back then. I don't know which one it was. Do you have a girlfriend? Yes. And so he prescribed me Viagra, which probably the best part. That was the best part of the medication, because the other ones just kind of made me crazy. And I just took them, and I never went back, and he never checked back. I talked to him once a month. Really didn't speak to him. I didn't want to because I resisted being there. So I didn't talk to the therapist. I just, yeah, how you doing? Good. Yeah, good. It's not like Phoenix. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Like, that's all I gave him. Just give me the medication, get me the fuck out of here, so my parents would be happy, right? That's what I would do. And I would take it, not knowing that I was getting toxic, right? I was not toxic in the word these days. I was literally getting poisoned by the medication, because I would get all these side effects. And I felt like it wasn't helping me, right? So I decided to jump off it one day. I might have told this story before. I decided to jump off it. I got really, really sick without asking anybody. I got super sick for like a whole week. I thought I was getting sick, but no, it was withdrawal. I was going through withdrawal from jumping off the medication by myself. Almost really. I felt like I was gonna die in bed. I literally felt like the movie Trainspotting, when like they see things on the ceiling. It just felt very awkward. It did not feel good at all. So I went to a regular doctor, and he told me to get back on the medication because I was not. Anyway, he told me I was bipolar. You know the mistake I did? I didn't research it. I didn't listen. I didn't care. I didn't care what he was trying to tell me, nor did he really explain what it was I was. He just kind of gave me medication and then sent me on my way. This was my dad's therapist. Right? My dad had to go to the psychiatrist at some point during his life. So he just told me to go to him, and I went to him. And I really felt like I got nothing out of it, except for being tired, drinking lots of alcohol on it. So I would black out all the time. Literally black out. Not remember things at all. Dry mouth. I'd go up on stage doing stand-up comedy and just like be dried mouth the whole time. It's so weird. I hope I can find stuff where, I wonder if I have videos. I definitely do, of like just being like on stage, like just trying to catch with terrible jokes, by the way. Terrible jokes with nice hair. Terrible jokes. And just that. But it was weird. So that was the number one mistake. The first mistake I did. The second mistake I did was more recently, right? This was right during the pandemic, during pandemic when we closed Crank and I started going to therapy, and I started going to therapy, and then they asked me the same questions, and I was like, oh man, I remember these questions. These are the same questions the other doctor asked me many, many years ago, but I just wasn't mentally mature to take that in. So this time, I was like, oh, here we go. Yep, they told me I was bipolar. This is exactly what happened, but I was telling the person, yep, they told me I was bipolar. Yep, I've been there before. And still, I thought bipolar meant, I don't know. I don't know what it meant. I just thought it was a diagnosis, like, oh, he's depressed. Oh, he has anxiety. I did not know the extent of what bipolar is. Then I did more research by myself, and I Googled it, and I watched videos like this to understand exactly what it does. Now, if you don't know what bipolar is, pretty much it's a shift in moods, right? You have your highs, which is mania or your manic mode, and then you have your lows, which is depressive mode. Pretty much up and down. Now, there's different types, but I'm just gonna stay with the one so we're not getting very confused. Think of it as a roller coaster, right? When you're going up a roller coaster, like you're gonna go up and it's like, not that I've gone on roller coasters. I've probably went on one or two in my life, and they were kiddie ones, and they made me sick. So I have the same feeling when it happens. So as you're going up, you just feel like this adrenaline rush, like oh my God, what's gonna happen? Is it the and then it just feels like that, right, for a long time, for as long until it goes, what the fuck? And now you're just like, oh, can't get out. Sometimes even being like disabled, right? Oh, I did that. Like feeling disabled, where you just are in bed and it takes a lot of energy to get out of it. And like, I could imagine, like, if you didn't have any type of purpose or reason to get out of bed, why would you even get out of bed? You know, it's almost like it's raining outside and it's snowing and you have no gas in your car kind of day. If you're in New Jersey, you know what it means, right? Like school got canceled, work is canceled, and then I'm just gonna stay inside and watch nothing. Like that's kind of how it feels for as long as it needs to feel, right? And then there's a little signs, just like, do you ever feel like you're superhuman? That was a question I put yes. Do you ever feel like you have to spend a lot of money? Yes. You have the urge of creating things and making sure they go to plan and making them happen? Yes. So like I'm getting chills thinking about it, because those are the things that make me feel fucking alive, right? It made me feel alive. Now the medication, lithium, that controls that part, right? The only thing the medication doesn't control is the down part. So in the press part is where I have to work really the most to do a lot of the things, a lot of these things, right? A lot of these things. Eat right, feel good, don't drink, don't do things, because that part is hard. That part I have to feel good. I have to get to go to work. I have to stand up and walk my dogs. I don't want to at times, but that's where I have to do it takes a lot of energy from me, right? But the biggest mistake after knowing that was, I remember I was talking to a girl from Crank, and she's a nurse. And she goes, I didn't understand it at the time really until it just finally clicked like a little bit ago. And she said, it was like right after the morning class. She just came up to me. I guess she listened to my first podcast or whatnot. She was like, listen, Pete, you are not your diagnosis. And she doesn't sound like this, by the way. She sounds very beautiful. You're not your diagnosis. So like, there's going to be times where you're going to use it and you're going to believe it and you're going to like get stuck there. I guess she was trying to say. She's like, you're not your diagnosis. And for me, I was like, yeah, I'm not my diagnosis. I get it. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. Diagnosis. Yeah. No, not me. I'll listen to you. Yeah. That's what I sound like in my head. Because I wasn't taking it in. Because in my head, I still just got, you're bipolar, so you do this now. You're bipolar, so you do that now. You're bipolar because this is what happens now. But now I understand, like, blaming something and using something to keep yourself happy or have a definition or an identity makes you feel better. Right? Having that identity that I was bipolar made me feel like, oh, thank God. I have an answer now. Like this makes a lot of sense to my whole life. This makes a lot of sense to my whole thing. But at that time, I would use it to like, well, it's my ups. Here we go. Be careful. Oh, here's my down. I can't do much today, so I'll feel down today, and I'll be down. And I believed the cycles. I believed the things. Now, like I said, if this is new to you or you're part of this, like it takes a lot of work to get out of there. But the worst thing that I did. Oh, hi guys.
Hi.
Oh, be careful. Come through. Come through. Go ahead, go downstairs. You want to say hi? You just fart. You just fart in the morning. Good morning. Are you first? Did you wake up first? Or second?
I woke up first. Second.
Go downstairs. Go watch. I'll be right there, okay? Give me a kiss.
What?
What is it?
We're gonna do the last underground level in Pikmin 4.
Okay, not till 330. Go ahead. Can you close the door softly, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning. Sorry, Phoenix came into the room, guys. So now I really have no idea where I was. But all I'm saying is, like, she told me these things that would happen, and I just didn't want to listen to her. And instead, I created this identity of, like, this is what I am. Versus now I know it's just a part of me. I'm not going to believe and keep saying that this is what happens and kind of trying to define it and trying to make it control my life. It's like, no, I do the right things that I need to do. I take my medication. I go see my therapist. I eat right, I exercise. Pretty much doing everything it says and please. Right, so this card kind of just fell into my lap right now. Right, everything I practice to emotionally regulate myself, right? Because I have to control those swings of emotions. I have to control those things. But when she told me that, I was thinking like, this is me. There I am, and it's always like that for me. You know, that's always a challenge for me. It's like, oh, well, this is who I am. Like right now, I work in the bars. Right, I don't think that though. That's what's cool about this time. That's where I know I'm not in this phase. I'm not anything. You know what I am? I'm a good fucking dad. That's it. Right? If I come into my mindset, I'm a great dad. And like that's the only thing that counts. That's it. And it's just not even generalized to a great dad. Like I'm a great person. So anyone that thinks otherwise, you know, fuck you. But I am. Like right now I work as a bar back for this new upcoming restaurant, right? This new concept, and it's cool. Right? You make some decent money, some little money, it's fine, I don't care. It's little money, it's good money for me, right? But I have to use this money to support my family right now because also we're having trouble on the other side. And I still work at the stadium where I can make a lot of money on days. I can make $2,000 on a fucking night. Super easy, right? As long as the concert's good or the game is good and people are like, you know, I can make up $2,000 a night, if maybe even more. But sometimes it's not that good. Sometimes it's low. But it's still more than a day at the new place. And they schedule me like, oh man, I gotta go in. I'm gonna make some money. But a piece of me never wants to go there. A piece of me never wants to work there. A lot of me doesn't want to. Because a lot of things that just go against what I value, which is the time with my kids, right? Because I'll leave at maybe 2 in the afternoon and I won't come home till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and they miss a lot, right? Especially when they're like camp and school. I'll only see them in the morning, and then during that time, and then dad's gone, and I don't see him until the next morning, and then I'm tired and grumpy. Like I don't like that, and I gotta take a shuttle bus. Fuck that shit. It just didn't match. It doesn't match who I am and what I want in life. So I say no to a lot of money, and I would rather just ride this one out because it gives me the time home. It keeps me here in the morning. I go and like I have a 9 to 5 job right now. It's fucking awesome. Not because of work and what I do and how much money I'm going to start making, because I get these 2 slots where I get to hang out with my family, right? In the morning I can do everything I do. I've done everything already. It's fucking 6 in the morning. I walk the dogs, I made coffee, I cleaned the living room. I'm doing this right now. Phoenix just woke up, so I'm gonna make him breakfast, get him ready for camp. He said he's gonna wake up in 30 minutes, and we're gonna hang out and watch TV. And I get this gap of time where I can be with them. And then I leave, then they do whatever the fuck they do in that time. That's mom time. And then I come home, and immediately I'll cook dinner. I'll take them to the pool. We'll read. We'll watch TV. They'll annoy the shit out of me, and I'll start yelling. And then we go to bed, and I read them bedtime stories. And we go to sleep at the same time. And that gets more mom time by herself. It's a fucking good mix. But when I take those shifts just for the money, it ruins all of that. And that's where I know I have my priorities straight. That's where I know I have my mind right. That's where I know I'm making decisions for who I am, not what I need. I do things and I make decisions for who I am because I know who I am now. And that's to be there for them. I might change because nothing else matters. Nothing in this world matters. And I'm saying no to a lot of things. I'm saying fuck you to a lot of things because I don't want that to make my mind crazy again. Right? I don't need that anymore. And I'm very fortunate to have many people in my life that have helped me in that dark time. Many people have helped me. Many people have not. And I'm very fortunate, very grateful for those people. Life moves. And we change. I love that they're still a part of my life, all those people. I still talk to them, right? But I'm just a different person. And I feel like when we're bipolar and when we're in that rut, we think we're just that. We think we're gonna be in that hole forever. We think we're gonna be in that stuck point forever because it feels like it, man. Shit, if you don't know what it feels like to be in a hole that deep, it's hard, right? It's hard to get out of there. It's hard to be like, hey, let me do fucking these cards to feel better, when I can just try to keep busy and just keep my mind off it and keep distracting it. But it only goes so far. It only goes so far until you start to lose it too. And ending up in hospital is what literally changed my mind. It didn't heal me. It didn't make me way better. But it kind of just broke the pattern of where my brain was going. Enough to be dark enough to try to kill yourself is the ultimate sign that you need help. And a lot of people don't want to talk about it. I can't imagine how many people have tried to commit suicide. Tried. Even just thought about it. Just thinking about it. I think about it every day. Every day. I just want to disappear. But that thought alone can just drain your energy. Right? Imagine that. Think about it. If like negative connotations or negative thinking is in a weird way. Like, oh my God, I'm disgusting today. My eyebrows aren't plucked. Oh, I didn't brush my teeth. Like, you know what I mean? Like those small, little negative thoughts can affect your day. What about, I can't wait to fucking die today. I can't wait. I have to disappear because I can't handle this no more. Imagine carrying that on your shoulder all day long. People don't think about it that way. People just think it's a word. And now I understand, to the point of when I used to say it like out loud, like subconsciously, it can easily just run into my brain and make me believe that it's gonna happen. And if you are, please reach out. Call 911. They'll talk to you. You know, you don't have to just call any. If 911 will give you direction, right? It doesn't mean your house doesn't be on fire to call 911. Your brain can be on fire, and they'll direct you somewhere. But if you're in that low, reach out. Let's find a way, get you out of it. But yeah, that was the mistakes that I made. I'm sure there's more and more that I've thought of and will come to, like drinking on the medication. That wasn't very smart, right? Not listening, I did that. And really not listening to the girl, because I was stuck in this past. Like I was stuck in this hole or tornado of like, this is what's gonna happen now because the diagnosis says so. So like anything else that I would try to get myself out of it, and it's like, nah, that makes sense because I'm in the bipolar tornado. This is where I belong. This is what I do. But it's not. You can live a good life with any mental illness. But it's very hard to find, number one, someone you trust or people you trust. Number two, how to. Like you need direction, just like a diet, just like eating right. Some people just need direction. What do I do? Please tell me what to do. Then number three, not believing that you are your diagnosis. Right? And that's what that nurse told me. Don't believe your diagnosis. It is not who you are. And we get sucked into that. Like, I'm depressed. I have depression. Especially depression. I have depression. It's fucking venom. When you're in bed and you're saying, I'm depressed today, and I'm depressed, you're gonna stay in bed, right? I'm not saying it's easy at all, but maybe getting up and getting a glass of water, or maybe getting up and trying to walk your dog, or maybe getting up and trying to eat a piece of fruit will help you feel better throughout that day. Not laying there going on your phone, watching other depressed people being depressed, or watching other people doing fun things making you more depressed. That fucking phone will make you depressed, and we can talk about that in the next episode for sure, because that's very important to know. But we'll talk to you later. This is Pete from the Mental Mobility Podcast, episode number 112. Thank you so much for coming out, guys. I do appreciate it. If you haven't, check out the DBT deck if you want. They have the CBT deck too, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and you can see if that one's a little bit different for you. But I really like these cards because it's easy for me to do. All right, check them out. I'll see you guys later. If you have any questions, do what you can. Or you can ask me. Is that what I meant to say? I definitely went overthought. If you guys have any questions, reach out, comment, message me, whatever it is you need to do. And if you can, please write a review for the podcast. Go on Spotify, Apple. Say Pete has black nails. 3 of them. 3. People say, why 3? Interesting enough. Devin Rubens, George Hernandez, Matt DeFrance. That's why I have 3 nails all the time. If you guys didn't know that. Wrestler. But all 3 not here anymore. That's why I have 3 nails. This is my dad. Wow, that was a weird ending. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.